So with our top plank now in position, put it in as we would any other plank. What we have here is a space for our dropper plank. Now, little tip, what we can do, what I like to do, is I've got some super glue out and I've sort of glued this end in with some super glue, just sort of basically being able to get rid of these pins. Because these pins, if you've got them in there, it sort of makes this process a bit harder. But if you get them removed, you can, it makes it just that bit easier. Or you could just wait for your normal wood glue to dry and maybe sort of come back and do all your dropping planks later. So we're going to get out a pencil, and because we haven't got our pins in the way, we can actually put this up to where it needs to be. Right, and it's just all about basically carving this little plank into position. So if I just sort of like, a little bit of a guesstimating, leaving maybe a mil or two going just over, we can just quickly then cut this really quickly. Right, so then we know that's going to be resting on the bottom plank there. Right, and then all we need to do is, if you sort of look around the back here, we can sort of again make a slight guesstimate cut. Right, I mean it's not majorly exact, but if you sort of leave that little bit of excess, then you can just sort of trim it down. Then if you kind of cut too much off, then you're potentially gonna end up having to start again. Right, and we basically just draw this, and we do all our usual chamfering and cutting of this. Just going to get a blade and just sort of cut off most of this excess just here. Right, and what you want to do is just sort of keep coming back to the model and sort of, keep test fitting it. As you can see, the shape's starting to take shape. But I need to sort of like, sort of cut off a little bit more and a little bit more. You keep doing that, and then you should be good to just slot it in all nicely, and then you can just do the usual wood glue, pin it in, and then that should be all good. And that's basically how you do dropper planks. It does get a little bit more complicated as we sort of work our way up, but it's the basic principle is there. And then you start another 3 rows and you do the same process, check, see if you need to put a dropper plank in, or you just put a normal plank in, and so forth and so forth. And I do believe it was something like you go up another 8 rows, so just check your instructions how many more rows you need to go up before you then start moving along. And then it gets a little bit more tricky at the top, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So there's the first dropper plank, all nicely done there. Now I do sort of need to explain myself a little bit, because HMS Victory has been, shall we say, on the shelf of doom for a very, very long time. I have explained this before in shows and stuff, but I feel like this series needs the explanation as well, so you all know where I am, where I'm coming from, because the Victory is a colossal build. Here at Genesis Models, I mainly sort of, my main focus and everything, and my main members and everything, it's all about plastic scale modeling. So we're talking World War II, like 1/48 scale and modern plastic models and everything, and that's what I've sort of built my business around. And the videoing of that is, more sort of experienced in it. But this is the first time I've ever gone off and built a wooden scale ship with cameras, right? And that has sort of brought about problems I didn't really anticipate, and that's why we've ended up in this sort of shelf of doom sort of situation. So basically what's been happening is I've been going off, and for example the planking, right? The planking is a massive time consuming sort of black hole, where I could go off and I can teach you some planking, and then I'd have to go off and spend days doing some planking. Then I could probably show you some drop dropping in planks and all these kind of things, and maybe a bit at the rear and stuff. But then I've got to go off and spend a load of time off camera actually building it, and we're not talking like hours, we're not talking days, we could be talking like weeks just working without the camera on. And this is the problem I've had, and not only that, there's been a load of things that I've ended up having to like skip and sort of say to myself, I'll work on that off camera later. Like for instance, just up here we have our gun ports. I've already shown you and taught you that in a video, but I ended up sort of leaving this top deck just here. I left that because I had no video footage, and I felt to keep the videos going and keep the videos flowing, that I'll move on to something else that I can teach you, and then I'll sort that out later. And there's loads of little things on this model where I've taught you here, but then I've had to sort of move along to the next thing so I can turn the camera on, and I've ended up with this backlog of stuff that shall we say has already been taught, but I still need to put the work in. And I could probably at this point spend a whole week, you know, non-stop on the Victory, just building without turning the camera on. And it's kind of built up and built up to a point where, you know, I've ended up sort of saying to myself, I need to get all my normal plastic scale model builds, get ahead with that, so as I can have a week where I can work on the Victory, so then I can bring it back and teach you. And you know, life goes on, and that basically didn't end up happening. I couldn't get ahead with my work and find the time to work on the Victory. And so, as you know, it's been on the shelf of doom for quite some time now. But I've had to just say to myself, enough sort of whining and, you know, excuses and stuff. I've just got to crack on with this and get moving along with it, because it's always been a build that I've always intended on finishing. It's just I've hit this sort of brick wall, and I kind of sort of left it longer than I probably should have. But as you can see, you know, doing this video now, we want to bring it back. So to move this build forward, we need to I need to sort of learn from my mistakes and start filming in a way in which we can keep this build flowing. So the whole, you know, making every episode a teaching episode, I think we sort of need to steer away from that a little bit. And you guys have made suggestions, and one of the suggestions was to start doing it as a a video build diary where needed, which I think is probably the best way to go forward, because as I say, I probably could spend a week on this before I've got any video footage, right? So better to have a video every month, where even if it's like I spend a whole episode just doing a build video diary and no teaching, better that than have a gap of like 3 months while I kind of catch up, and then I do a video which is purely teaching. I think it just keeps things flowing, and it's kind of what this build needs, is something, a new format in which we keep everything nicely flowing. So hopefully you're gonna like that fact of, okay, not every episode is going to be full on teaching. You know, some of them might be a mix between teaching and video build diary, but at least, you know, we get a constant stream, you know, of an episode. A minimum, on what I'm sort of aiming for, is a minimum of 1 episode each and every month, because with the whole main side of my business being plastic scale modeling, I could put about 2 days or more into just building Victory, and hopefully, you know, and that should be enough for me to at least get a video out each month. As I say, it could be a video build diary or teaching or whatever, but actually, because I've now picked it up, in saying all that, I know I've actually picked this up, and what I've done is I've gone through the instructions. Right, I've actually found I've missed out so much stuff because of, you know, I was kind of thinking of this more of a me building it in a way not thinking about the camera so much, because there's stuff like issue 1 of the magazines, straight away you're building a 12-pounder, right? But I haven't taught you or shown you how to build a 12-pounder. Now I did that deliberately because my thinking of it was that I was thinking, let's not sort of do a 12-pounder in issue 1 and then another one in issue whatever and so on and so on. I was thinking if I collect the whole collection, which takes about 2 years, I'll just get all my 12-pounders together and then I'll film it and show you how to build the 12-pounders, because it's more of a production line to have all the 12-pounders lined up and you build them all in one go, rather than one here, one there, one here, one there. Which now I can do, because actually I've got all of the magazines, I've got all the bits, I've got all the instructions, it's all here now. I can actually go off and do that. So I'm kind of thinking as well, not only shall we kind of mix it up with teaching and video kind of build style kind of thing going on there, but to also go right back, have a little bit of a reset, start from issue 1. Well, next thing I'm probably going to be doing is going to be most likely the 12-pounders, because I'm going to start from issue 1 and get all the things that have been missed out for all these reasons I've just explained, and get us up to where we are now, which I do believe this is up to about issue 34 or 36 or something. Yeah, if we can get ourselves everything done up to that point, then you know everything's done, we're flowing through nicely and moving along, the victory's coming back and everything, and hopefully you're all going to be happy at the fact of, you know, things are going to be moving along. So before we actually kind of get down to building, which is going to be the 12-pounder, I want to sort of bring up a bit of another discussion. And so the next discussion is the colour, right, which is a big discussion. It's a big debate. It's a big issue actually, is the colour, because if you don't already know, the guys at the museum at HMS Victory, they've decided to repaint HMS Victory, because what they've done is they've gone off and they've got all these scientists and researchers, and they've put all these resources, money into finding out what was the actual colour of HMS Victory, and what they came up with was pink, right? Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a hard pill to swallow, and it's a bit of a problem for us scale modelers, because I am really torn, and I am really not totally sure what to do here, because the problem is you know, the good, nice, lovely yellow ochre that we've all grown up seeing, that we associate Victory with, it's the nostalgia of it, it's, you know, when we visualize Victory, it's that nice yellow ochre. But now they've gone off and said, you know, we put all this research into it and everything, which, you know what, it's a good thing that I'm trying to get this, the real thing, as accurately as possible. But what I find is a hard pill to swallow is their final conclusion was pink. And I know they've got a load of research behind this, I know they put a load of money into it, but it's just so hard to imagine the Royal Navy back then, you know, with you know, it's a warship, it's a kind of a masculine warship that, you know, the admiral, for the admirals to go off and go, let's paint our warships pink, is just, I don't know, I just can't quite visualize it, you know. So you know, to cut a long story short and not harp on, because again this is a big debate, I've been reading stuff on the forums and everything, and a lot of people are kind of just, you know, a bit in my shoes as well, sort of like, we love the ochre yellow, it looks good, it's what we've been brought up with, right? And for us to go off and accept pink is a little bit
hard, and so, you know, I'm not sure what to do in all honesty. I have been messing around with some colors just here. This is the yellow ochre that we've been that I've been using, and this it's not maybe exact, but it's as close a match as I could find at the moment to what their new color they're suggesting is. I don't know if I could get you to focus on that, which as you can see, it's it doesn't look nice in my opinion. And not only that, we've already been going off and we've built our launch here and we've painted our launch here. So I'm in this situation, I'm kind of asking you guys, you know what, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. We've got I've already started painting it yellow ochre. If I decide let's go pink, we've got to sort of break this up, right? We've got to break this launch up so as we can actually let's maybe focus, bring you in a bit closer. We've got to break this launch up, right, break it all up, then we've got to respray it in there, remask it and everything, sort of redo it and all this kind of stuff. I know it's just a launch, so it's not maybe a massive big deal if we do go down the pink route, but I'm kind of torn on what to do and what decision to go down. So I'd like all your comments and feedback, and let me know what you think about the colour, so as I can sort of, I don't know, sort of take what you guys are saying and maybe then come to whatever decision we go down. But for me to sort of move along, I'm going to be working on the 12 pounders sort of soon, so I'm wanting to get as much comments in on this before I actually start them, and because I'm going to be painting them obviously whatever colour we're going to go down, but fingers crossed we'll make the right decision either way. But with your help, hopefully I'll definitely make the right decision. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Hopefully I've explained and you understand what's going on and why we've been in this situation, and why things have just got in such a bit of a mess because of the whole, you know, me having to video everything. And hopefully you're liking the fact that, you know, Victory is back, we are moving it along. You know, the intention is to keep it nicely flowing with videos, and hopefully you don't mind the fact of it being, you know, put in a bit of a video build diary type format, and hopefully you don't mind that. So yeah, all good, moving along with HMS Victory now. So hopefully you have enjoyed. So until next time, my name is Bob Ward and this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.